Hello, and welcome back to Fist Entertainment. It's time for another review. Now, before I have to check here real quick. This is be on the safe side here. Yeah, all right. 2020's Guy Ritchie British crime gangster movie, The Gentleman. This is a return to form for Guy Ritchie. He was the mastermind behind all of these very good classic black British comedies as well as gangster films, which would include Rock and Rolla, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, which actually introduced us, the world, to Jason Statham, Snatch, Mean Machine, Revolver, and of course he did the Sherlock Holmes films with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. Well, The Gentleman. What did I think of The Gentleman? First off, let me do this real quick. Get the volume up enough, but it's not really picking me up. Well, it's starting to now. Effects. That should be good. Oh, there we are. Now you can hear me clear. All right. Well, I did like this movie, although it did have a few flaws with me. One of the few flaws, of course, is they made an effort to do British type design clothes in this movie, but they did a few things wrong. If you have a button collar, you do not button the collar while wearing a tie. You leave the collar unbuttoned. You do not wear t-shirts with suits. I know that Daniel Craig did that with Lynn's suit in Casino Royale, but that does not mean that everybody needs to start wearing suits with short sleeve shirts. This doesn't work that way. And in reality, if you were to wear a bright colored like red or purple or some weird color like that, where it'd be a checks architecture or whatnot, you'd be caught dead in the streets of London wearing clothes like that. That's like one of the trademark differences between Italy and the UK. Is Italy wears bright colors, the UK does not. But I do like the effort. I really do like the effort. I do like the clothes. I'll leave it a little bit off. I do like the clothes. The movie, how it represents London, very, very accurate, but of course, that's no surprise considering the fact that Guy Ritchie is a very, very popular North Londoner, what they also know as Cockney Londoners, which he referred to Matthew McConaughey's wife is in this movie. He, of course, is played by Michelle Duckerley, or Duckney, or something like that. That's what it says. All right. Well, to plot the movie. Plot the movie is a simple one. A American-born idealist who became the king of marijuana, or the king of puff, as I'd like to say it in the UK, wants to get out of the business. He's looking to sell his franchise off. And of course, all these would-be gangsters and the people that want to buy his franchise are all gunning for him to try to buy his franchise and making scandals after scandals after scandals. And of course, the web of scandals comes unraveled. And everybody has an agenda. The greedy reporter has an agenda. A journalist, like Hugh Grant. The Japanese, British raged gangster wild card has his own agenda. The partner that Matthew McConaughey's character, or main character, is trying to sell his franchise to has an agenda. Everybody has an agenda in this movie, and it all comes unraveled in a very cool Guy Ritchie-like way. I always said that Guy Ritchie's the Quentin Tarantino of the UK. Well, this film definitely makes you understand why I say that. I say it's really nice to see Charlie Heron play a character with his own Irish voice. I mean, we don't always get to see him do that because we're so used to Sons of Anarchy, him playing a character of Jax with an American country western voice. People often forget this guy was born in Ireland. I have heard people say, oh, he should play James Bond. Please don't. Don't do that. We do not need a rugged beard, slick back hair, long hair, overly big guy like Charlie Heron playing James Bond. That would not work. But as interesting as it sounds, I wouldn't mind Henry Golden as James Bond, although he is Asian. He is pretty charming and British, so he could pull it off. Just tell you how much I believe in diversity. This has to be done the right way. You can't have someone like Idris Elba play James Bond, for example. He's too old. All right, well, let's go on to the quality of the film real quick here, because we're running out of time. I gotta get to work too. It's already 2:04. I'm behind. I get to work quite a bit earlier than usual. I would say the quality on this could have been better. Maybe if I could have tracked down the UHD 4K version, it would have been, but that was difficult to find, and all people ever really had is this. Now, there's a reason why it's hard to find things. I've kind of figured it out now. Nothing comes from here. Nothing comes from America, so you can't make Blu-rays and DVDs in America. They get manufactured in Mexico, I believe. So it does tell you why you have such a shortage of merchandise when it comes to buying entertainment, and why it's hard to find. All right. The video quality was pretty good. This is a Universal Studios movie, I believe. Yep. Universal. It's a Universal Studios film. And it's a Guy Ritchie movie. So, yes, it's going to have very good balances of color and temperatures and all that. It's definitely going to have like a UK type look to it. It's not retro. I know that some people, like for example my dad's wife, told him that it kind of reminded her of 1970s. This film takes place today. Sorry to tell you this, but this film takes place today. It is not a backdrop off of some period or decade long ago. It takes place in 2020 or 2019. That's when it takes place. The UK doesn't change that much when it comes to traditions, which is why it looks the way that it does. But I would say this definitely is more of a neutral color temperature thing. What's cool about this film, though, is that it has brightness, but it also has a film look to it at the same time. So it's almost like the warm temperatures are playing against the cool temperatures. But neither one can cancel themselves out. To give you an idea, it's a very, very art-looking this work of art type looking movie. This is the way to describe it video-wise. Audio-wise, this does have a Dolby Atmos audio track, but I say maybe every now and then you'll hear something up above your head in the overhead speakers. Like maybe a muzzle flash or echo from a gun going off or something, but I would say I was a little disappointed in this Dolby Atmos track. A gangster movie by Guy Ritchie, you have a lot of fucking music, you have a lot of guns and violence, and there's just there's not proper use of overhead channels. But Dolby Atmos is always either a hit or a miss. when it comes to movies. I didn't watch any critics of this film. Maybe when I do watch any critics of this film, when sometime I watch it, maybe I'll find out why it was not that good. But I believe I did watch any critics on this. I think it did say Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos in theaters, which means they should have had a brilliant Dolby Atmos track, but it didn't. But it's not terrible, of course. You still do have your overhead effects. You still have your object-based stereo and mono effects and all that. But I just think it could have been a little bit better. But no big loss. It's a great movie. I would definitely check the film out if you are into British Victorian things like I am. Because as you can notice, I am a British Victorian. Although I was born and raised in America, I still am very much a British Victorian. And so I definitely recognized a lot of the things in this movie that maybe some people wouldn't. So yeah, definitely a good movie. I would check it out, and I will see you guys next time for whatever I do next. It could be a karaoke video. It could be a review. I'm trying to keep it to 2 reviews or 3 reviews a week, and in the rest of the week just do a karaoke video because it's like quicker to upload all that, and it gets a little bit of variety. But we'll see what happens on the next video. Until then, I'll see you next time.